Over to you, Chairman.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 72nd Annual General Meeting of EIH Limited. Thank you for attending today. I trust you and your families are in good health, although the pandemic restrictions have eased. We are holding this meeting on a virtual platform as advised by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I hope this will allow a greater number of our shareholders an opportunity to participate in the proceedings of the meeting. As the quorum is present, I shall commence the proceedings. I would like to introduce the board members of the company: Mrs. Neeta Ambani, Dr. Chavir Rajawat, Mr. Manoj Modi, Mr. Anil Nehru, Mr. Rajiv Gupta, and Mr. Sanjay Bhatnagar, who may be joining us a little later. I have with me on the dais Mr. Sudipto Sarkar, and to my right, Mr. Vikramjit Singh Oberoi. I also have with me Mr. Kalol Kundu, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Lalit Kumar Sharma, Company Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honored and privileged to address our shareholders at this annual general meeting and follow in the footsteps of our founder, Rai Bahadur, M.S. Oberoi, and Chairman Emeritus, Mr. P.R.S. Oberoi. I'd like to begin by paying tribute to Mr. P.R.S. Oberoi, globally recognized as one of the finest hoteliers of his generation. Mr. Oberoi's legendary commitment to quality and visionary foresight set the company on a path of international recognition and excellence. We are fortunate to have been led by his wisdom and his attention to detail and deep understanding of guest needs, as well as development aspirations for our colleagues. As Chairman Emeritus, we are privileged to have access to his knowledge and experience. His leadership will remain an inspiration for many of us who had the benefit of working closely with him. Mr. P.R.S. Oberoi's principles remain a guiding force for the company as we chart our journey into the future. At EIH, we are fortunate to have a legacy that spans many generations. Resilience is ingrained in our ethos and work ethic. During a period of uncertainty and sustained headwinds, we continued on our path of delivering world-class service while meeting challenges and ensuring the well-being of our guests, employees, and communities. This was made possible by the unrelenting efforts of our colleagues and partners to protect health, value, and most importantly, customer experience. We owe our thanks to the Government of India, Ministry of Health, for their profound and swift action on rolling out vaccination programs. This undoubtedly shaped and accelerated our path to a world of renewed confidence and relative normalcy. The global travel and tourism industry has historically been sensitive to macro and microeconomic developments, as well as socio-economic and political influences. Financial year was significantly impacted by the uncertainty and volatility of the pandemic. In spite of high expectations, the post-pandemic recovery did not develop as quickly as we had hoped. Whilst the second and third COVID-19 waves prevented a strong return to travel, geopolitical tensions, global trade disruptions, and multiple supply-side economic events created uncertainty for the global economy. The current year is likely to see the industry attain a value of US 8.4 trillion and an expected return to pre-pandemic levels of US 9.6 trillion in 2023. The industry is fast adapting and continues to be proactive and agile in its response. In India, tourism and hospitality remains one of the largest service industries, contributing an average 7% of GDP over the last decade. Increased business activity, a rise in domestic tourism, better road and airport infrastructure across the country are spurring a growth in travel. Whilst the pandemic did affect the first half of the year, we started seeing green shoots in the third quarter, culminating in strong growth in the final 3 months. This was aided by extended holidays and positive consumer sentiment. Government of India's Incredible India campaign, extension of e-tourist visas to 171 countries, focus on extending tourism facilities in remote regions of the country, building necessary infrastructure, rapid development of world-class roads and highways, and the sector's liberalization to encourage private investment are all powerful enablers for growth. Multiple challenges lie ahead. Rising inflation could dampen customer sentiment. Rising travel expenses led by increasing energy costs may discourage travel. And of course, looming safety fears related to a possible resurgence of the pandemic remain a concern. Our performance during the year is consistent with our expectations and a strong improvement over the previous year. An undiluted commitment to customer satisfaction and safety remain cornerstones of our growth. We are investing in our hotels, upskilling our people, improving our infrastructure, and introducing new location and formats to bring the best global experiences to our guests in the signature Oberoi style. Internationally validated safety processes and procedures reinforce our commitment to the highest level of hygiene and cleanliness. Our technology interventions are aimed at introducing next-generation conveniences and designed to ensure we remain the leading standard in luxury, hospitality, and innovation. I'm happy to share with you that the company's performance for the year 21-22 has significantly improved over the previous year. The total revenues of the company were rupees 9.018 billion as compared to rupees 4.736 billion in the previous year. This encouraging trend has been reinforced by our first quarter results, reflecting a marked improvement in our overall performance and revenue and profits. I'm pleased to announce that your company achieved a total revenue of rupees 3.57 billion and a profit after tax of rupees 424.1 million. These results had exceeded the pre-pandemic performance of the corresponding quarter of 2019-20. We are proud to share with you that Oberoi Hotels and Resorts have been awarded the Best Hotel Brand at the Travel and Leisure World's Best Award 2022. Several of the company's hotels are also recognized for being the best in their respective region under the following categories. The Oberoi New Delhi was awarded the Best City Hotel in Asia. The Oberoi Uday Vilas was awarded the Best Resort in India. The Oberoi Marrakesh has been awarded the Best Resort in North Africa and Middle East. These accolades are a testimony to the excellent facilities and exceptional services provided to our guests by a team of passionate and committed individuals. A number of luxury hotels are planned and will be built on unique sites owned by the company in Bangalore and in Goa. We are also currently reconstructing the palace at Rajgarh, Madhya Pradesh. Rajgarh Palace will be an outstanding luxury hotel, setting new standards of hospitality for the company. These projects will be operational from 2024 onwards. We recognize that climate change remains one of the key challenges for the travel and hospitality industry. Our commitment to decarbonization of activities and encouraging sustainable experiences amongst travelers and tourists will be key to ensuring the growth of our industry and its contribution to a more robust and regenerative global future. Your company has embedded sustainability as one of our strategic pillars, an emphasis on environment, social governance. Guided by our board, EIH is executing on these ambitions by proactively implementing our sustainability policy and endeavors to meet international benchmarks of excellence responsibility, and sustainability by deploying the most energy efficient systems and technology across our hotels. A growing number of hotels will operate on renewable sources of energy for their requirements. Our focus to promote social inclusion, create opportunities for growth, and self-fulfillment of marginalized sections through Project Shaksham in various cities in collaboration with SOS Children Villages of India continues to be our priority. As part of the countrywide effort to fight COVID-19, we are also promoting primary healthcare services, diagnostic tests, care for the elderly, while driving educational and care initiatives across the country. EIH has always stood for excellence across its 72-year history. I am optimistic about the opportunities that are before us and encouraged by the goodwill that our company commands. Our experience and expertise shall continue to grow our business by building a community of customers across many destinations. There is renewed energy and optimism validated by resilient performance across 2 successive challenging years. We are confident that with the help of our colleagues and partners, we shall continue to be at the forefront of innovation and create lasting value for our stakeholders. My sincere thanks to members of the board for their guidance and invaluable advice, and to our colleagues for their dedication and commitment to excellence. Finally, my thanks to you, our shareholders, for your unwavering support. I am confident that we shall continue to lead the way with outstanding hotels and services that have been the hallmark of our exceptional company. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the annual report of the company for the year has been with you. I take it as for 2021, I take it that the report is read. There are no qualifications on the financial transactions or financial statements of the company by the auditors. I also take the auditor's report as read. Remote e-voting has been made mandatory for all listed companies. Accordingly, remote e-voting, the process for this, for the 3 agenda items as outlined in the notice for the annual general meeting, have been completed. We have received requests from shareholders to speak at the annual general meeting. I now request the shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers to pose questions. The moderator will call out the names of the member speakers. I request members to refrain from repeating questions raised by others. I would also request you to restrict your questions or comments to 3 minutes to provide other registered speakers an opportunity to speak. Now I request our moderator to call out the name of the speakers and the questions. Mr. Vikram Oberoi and I will endeavor to answer your questions thereafter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We will now begin the question and answer session. We will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Requesting you to kindly unmute your audio and video and ask your question or give comments.
Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Gupta.
Good morning.
Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I have joined this meeting from Calcutta, my residence. First of all, I congratulate you to be the Chairman of EIH Limited. And I believe that you will follow the legacy of Rai Bahadur and you will fulfill the vision of our Chairman Emeritus P.R. Soberais, that which vision he has seen, and you will fulfill his vision and dream to take the company on new heights with the help of all your employees. And we will support you because you are the 3rd generation in EIH, founded by Rai Bahadur and followed by legacy son Pyara Soberai. Then you come. And we always pray to please convey our best wishes to our chairman emeritus for his healthy and prosperous, safe, long life. Today we are missing, but we were not expected that he will step down. We were expected that he will make co-chairman and he will continue as chairman. But anyway, due to deteriorate of health and health condition, he has stepped down. But anyway, and I salute to your all employees that was work hard during in last 3 years during this epidemic COVID and following the Oberoi Dharma. And you go anywhere in hotel industry in the country, you will find five pupils of Oberois in ITC, Taj, or any hotel. You will find Oberoi pupils. Sir, what's your future plan for next 2 to 3 years? How you will arrange the capex? And what's your future outlook for hotel industry? Now the everything is open and visitors are coming. And what's your future outlook? Average room rate has gone up, occupancy has gone up, which occupancy was 25%, 35% in 2021. Now the occupancy is 65 to 85%. So how much your occupancy, sir? Sir, when you will be in position to give a new landmark hotel in Goa? Have you got all clearance? Because in last 2019, Mr. Vikram Oberoi and Mukherjee Sahib is informed in Calcutta that some clearance has due. If the clearance has got, so when you will start construction of Oberoi Hotel in Goa? Sir, have you any plan to come in eastern part or northeast? Because northeast is going up, Assam, Tripura, Sikkim. After become the NDA government in these three states, these states are growing fastly now. And Chhattisgarh is also growing fast. Just now, Adani has acquired several industries in Chhattisgarh and growing fastly. So, have you any plan to launch, float any new hotel in Chhattisgarh or make joint venture? And because investor has got return, because in 2020-21 our share price was 70 rupees. Now our share price is above 140, and we believe that company will make profit, and you will be in position to pay the dividend under your leadership in next year. 22-23 will be in dividend list. And sir, have you any plan to launch some hotel in devotional places? Now the people's Vaishno Devi, Katra, Tirupati, Rishikesh. Taj has already launched their hotels, and hotel are fully booked. So have you any plan? And what's your plan for Jammu and Kashmir, sir? Nothing to say more, sir. And I believe that you will take the company on new heights and fulfill the vision and dreams of our chairman emeritus and follow the legacy of Rai Bahadur. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta.
Thank you. Our next speaker shareholder is connected from audio. Mr. Bimal Kumar Agarwal, request to kindly unmute your audio and address the management.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear
Hello?
you, sir.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. First of all, I thank the company secretary and also the chorus team. They are very nice. Like, you can join, but at least voice call, they say you can join through voice call also. It's better, like, good. You should keep in chorus callers are very good people. They remind you always that this meeting is there. And for 1 minute, I'll just come to the main point. Just hold on. Just hold on one sec. last 2 years have been tough due to pandemic. The company has reported losses over the period. Please guide the Please guide us when the company operation would break even. And please also explain the impact of global recession on the company's business and how the company has planned to fund the losses and what is the impact of rupee rising and also Ukraine war. And I have supported all the resolution and why are not sending the coupon? Before you all used to send the coupon, please start sending the coupon or send some token of appreciation to the shareholders who have joined the meeting at least. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal.
Hello. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. Request you to kindly unmute your audio and video and ask your questions.
हाँ, आदरणीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निर्देशक सदस्यगण, मैं संतोष कुमार सराफ कलकत्ता से आप सभी को नमस्कार करता हूं। आशा करता हूं आप जितने भी डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं और जितने भी कर्मचारी और शेयर होल्डर आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस में प्रेजेंट है, उस समय अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में सुरक्षित होंगे। सर अपनी होटल काफी अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रही है आपके लीडरशिप के अंदर में। हम फुल सेटिस्फाई हैं क्योंकि इस कोविड टाइम में भी इतनी कठिन पीरियड में भी हमने प्रोग्रेस की है और प्रोग्रेस करने की आगे भी मैंने आशा करते हैं। सर मैं यही एक दो चीज छोटे से मेरे प्रश्न है, वो शायद एक तो सर लास्ट ईयर अपनी ऑक्यूपेंसी जो थी बुकिंग की वो क्या थी, इसके बारे में अगर फिगर तो बताने कष्ट करिएगा सर। और एक सर अपने होटल व्यवसाय के अंदर में मेल फीमेल जो एम्प्लॉय रेशियो सर उसको कम करने के लिए जो गैप है मेल और फीमेल, उसको गैप करने के लिए क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं ये भी बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। मैं समझता हूँ अभी के समय फीमेल एम्प्लॉय को ज्यादा ज्यादा इम्पावरमेंट करना अच्छा है, क्योंकि तो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट का समय सर अभी देखिए प्रेसिडेंट भी हमारी वुमेन है, जो भी आदिवासी से हमारी फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर भी वुमेन है सर, और हमारे गोल्ड मेडल और बैडमिंटन में जो प्राइज लेके आते वुमेन ही लेके आती है सर। इसलिए मैं चाहूंगा उनको अगर मौका मिलेगा तो अपना जरूर काम करेंगे और अपनी सेवा करेंगी सर। लास्ट दूसरा प्रश्न है सर, अपने जितने भी होटल हैं वहाँ पे अपने रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के लिए क्या व्यवस्था की है, इसके बारे में अगर हो तो बताने का कोशिश करिएगा। एक फिगर और है सर, सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक जो 1 जुलाई से बंद हो गया, तो अपने होटलों आदि में पहले सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक काफी यूज होता था, अब इसके बारे में अल्टरनेट क्या आपने कदम उठाए ये भी अगर बताएंगे ओबराय साहब तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। और ओबराय सर ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग में समझता हूँ काफी अच्छी होती है सर, क्योंकि इसके अंदर में कोई भी आदमी कहीं से भी अटेंड कर सकता है, कोई भी डायरेक्टर कहीं से भी अटेंड कर सकता है, उनको अपने ग्रैंड होटल में यहाँ आने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है। और हम भी देखिए क्लर्क अपनी बात कर रहे हैं, विमल जी अभी बॉम्बे से शायद अटेंड किए थे, तो इस तरह मौका मिलता है। तो मैं चाहूंगा फ्यूचर में अगर आप फिजिकल मीटिंग करते हैं तो उसके जगह में हाइब्रिड मीटिंग का सेशन रखिए, जिससे जो बाहर वाले शेयर होल्डर हैं वो अपने मन की भावना प्रकट कर सकेंगे, या जो उम्र वाले शेयर होल्डर है वो अपने मन की भावना आपके साथ में कह सकेंगे। ये आपसे हाथ जोड़ के रिक्वेस्ट है सर, चेष्टा करिए हाइब्रिड। अभी कलकत्ता में केसराम इंडस्ट्री ने भी फिजिकल प्लस हाइब्रिड की थी और बंगलोर में इंफोसिस भी करती आ रही है। तो मैं चाहूंगा अगर डायरेक्टर लोग मिल के चेष्टा करेंगे तो जरूर ये सक्सेस होगा। ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए एक बार आप सभी जितने डायरेक्टर आपके और आपके परिवार की और जितने भी अधिकारी गण हैं उनके उनके परिवार के, जितने भी कर्मचारी जो काम करते हैं उनके उनके परिवार की लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ। 2 साल तो हमने कष्ट में बिताए, अब ये 2022 हमके लिए वेल्दी हेल्दी सेफ्टी के साथ बीतित हो, ये भगवान से आपके लिए सबके लिए प्रार्थना है। जय हिंद, जय भारत, नमस्कार जी समय देने के लिए।
शुक्रिया जी, थैंक यू सर। आप साहब
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Elijah Devi, who's also connected on audio. Requesting you to please unmute your audio and ask your question.
Very good morning, Mr. Chairman, Enter Board of Directors. first of all, I am happy to see all the directors will be safe and fine. I'm the joint account holder. My name is Bharat Raj. Elijah Devi is my mother. I'm coming from Hyderabad. Sir, first of all, I thank the manager for wonderful performance. Sir, under leadership, my company is, and the hotel industry is growing rapidly, sir. Sir, I hope that next financial year we receive dividend part payout, sir. Sir, one more request is that please send me the discount coupon, sir. Discount of 30% discount coupon. That is the request from my state, sir. Once again, all the best in coming years. We're always with you, sir. Please convey my chairman emeritus, good health, safe and healthy. I hope in next year, the fiscal agents, we can meet personally and we can participate in the AGM. Once again, all the best in coming years, sir. Thank you. God bless you, entire board of directors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi.
Thank you. I now invite our next speaker shareholder, Mr. Gautam Nandi, to unmute the audio and video and ask their question.
Am I audible and visible, sir?
Good morning, Mr. Nandi. Yes, we can hear you.
May I start, sir?
Please.
Good morning and namaskar. Respected Chairman, Board of Directors, and my online fellow shareholders. Myself, Gautam Nandi of Kolkata, the city of joy, very old equity shareholder of EIH Limited. Sir, firstly, I thank the Secretarial Department for sending me annual report and other necessary relevant papers through email well in advance. So especially thanks to our respected company secretary, Lalit Babu, and his whole team for rendering very good services to our minority shareholders. Sir, you are organizing your annual general meeting through video conference for the third time, and I find it is a grand success. So thanks again, sir. Sir, my earlier speakers already expressed their views and covered most of the points regarding accounts and performance of the company. Therefore, I don't like to repeat it as per your guideline. Sir, a few years back, we had faced GST and demonetization. Now, COVID-19. Each and every company is suffering very much. You are the not exception. But I am very glad to see that the tough and most challenging year, your performance is excellent. You are also giving good dividend to our minority shareholders. Your CSR activities is also remarkable. Sir, your annual report is very informative and also very attractive. Thank you, sir. Sir, one thing, please issue hard copy of annual report at least to the speaker shareholders, sir. Sir, what is your roadmap for the next 3 to 4 years? Sir, let me know the booster dose has been given to your each employee or not. If not, please arrange for the same, because employees are the pillars of a company. Sir, please issue 50% discount coupons instead of 30% to our minority shareholders. It will be helpful for us. Sir, I am a proud shareholder of your company, and I am very hopeful towards the prospect of our company. I have full trust with our management, sir, like you, and so I wholeheartedly support your all resolutions, which I have already casted through my e-voting, obviously in favor of you. Sir, I am very happy with your company. Sir, nothing to say more today. Looking forward with a positive outlook towards our company with higher profit margin, handsome dividend, 1:1 bonus and return. Sir, may God bless you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Signing off, Gautam Nandi. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, Mr. Bakshi. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from Mr. J. Abhishek on audio. Requesting you to kindly unmute your audio and ask your question.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Am I audible, sir? Yeah. Sir, I'm on the audio call, sir. My name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. My DP ID IN 301637 and client ID is 41359155. So first of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of annual general body meeting. The trust all is well. with you and your family in this challenging situation. Our company deserves much more respect than the current market cap after completing more than a decade of successful operations, profitability, and becoming one of the strongest brands in our respective segments. And I would like to know how our business has been impacted in these past 3 years of this COVID time. The coronavirus and the subsequent lockdowns have left virtually no industry untouched after the COVID. So whether any employees have been sacked, hired, salary cut in percentage, if any, I would like to know from you, sir. Whether any salary cut was being taken by the management during the pandemic time, I would like to know, sir. And I would request the management to kindly take part in con call, quarterly presentation and meeting with global investors on a regular basis. And what are our new ventures we are about to start up in new cities? Kindly enlighten us, sir, which are the new projects we are going to take up in the upcoming year. And we do appreciate that the management is able to sustain even during the pandemic time and reward the minority investors. So hope to see you in the physical AGM next year. So, sir, regarding the IBF issues, most of the shares are getting transferred to Investor Education Protection Fund. And in this pandemic time, you can see that investors also facing a lot of difficulties in getting in touch with the management. So kindly help the investor fraternity whose shares have been transferred to Investor Education Protection Fund whenever they come forward for claim. Instead of sending them to some other agencies, it would be better if the management, since you have an in-house registry, your in-house registry can have an efficient team to help the investor fraternity to get the shares came from Investor Education Protection Fund. Because it is a time-consuming process and most of the investors, they don't have a follow-up, and unfortunately the shares have been written by the Investor Education Protection. But please help the investor fraternity, sir. Nothing much to ask, sir, and myself and my team are running a legal firm with the name and style of Commonwealth Associate in Chennai. I would request the management to kindly enroll our firm in the empowerment of the company, and we will be glad to extend our services. I have made a request last year also. Hope that the management kindly tries to consider this thing. And nothing much to ask, sir. My heartfelt wishes for the company, sir. I wish the company and the board of directors a great success and prosperity in the coming future. And thank you for giving the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Ashit Kumar Pathak. Request you to kindly unmute your video and audio and ask your questions.
Am I audible, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Pathak.
Yes. A good afternoon, respected Chairman, MD, Board of Directors, Company Secretary, fellow members joining at 72nd AGM of EIH Limited. My name is Ashit Kumar Pathak, joining from Damdam, Kolkata. At first, my esteemed gratitude to our new Company Secretary, Mr. Lalit Kumar Sharma, for sending me the notice of the AGM and annual report financial year 22 very well in advance and allow me to speak. Also thanks to NSDL and Event Management Chorus Call for their enhanced cooperation. And most welcome to our new chairman, Mr. Arjun Singh Oberoi. And also my praying to God for his good health, also good health of our ex-chairman, Mr. P.R.S. Oberoi, and for his enhanced cooperation to my company. I have successfully casted the 3 remote e-voting successfully, and I have small view which I like to share. Though financial year 22 impacted by second wave of pandemic, where lockdowns, social distancing norms, and various protocols maintained by the order of health department, and mostly service sectors, hotel and travel, hospitality sectors impacted. Still, thanks to my company's management team for achieving total revenue 9,107.58 million against 44,736.42 million, 92% up. Also, EBITDA also nicely achieved 298.91 million against negative 2,336.73 million, and net loss nicely covered from 2,431 million to 1,182 million, and nicely achieved foreign exchange earning. When mentioned 1,231 million against 378 million. EPS also nicely developed, and reduction of fixed cost by 15%. Also reduction of corporate cost 22% and 22% of total expenditure. Sir, it mentioned disposed one non-core asset. Throw some highlights about this disposed non-core asset. Also, sir, it mentioned EIH printing press net loss 3,431.24 millions. Sir, it mentioned various initiatives taken, paperless checkout and check-in paperless interfares in the guest. So it may be printing press operation volume may be reduced for cost reductions. And it mentioned the first outlet Geo World Drive, Mumbai. Sir, maybe in West Bengal, where we have our registered office in West Bengal. And bank borrowing also mentioned 3,335 millions against 2,784 millions. And debt equity ratio increased to 0.12 from 0.10. Also net worth reduced. So the strategy of our debt reduction policy, if possible, throw some highlights. And promoter holding may be hiked by 50% from 35 to 74%. And financial year 23 impact with WPI mostly 15.5%, sudden price hike of raw materials and geopolitical turbulence, global economy slow, any impact in our financial activities in ongoing, also the pandemic ongoing. If possible, throw some highlights. And finally, I noticed in some media report that the first quarter of financial year 23 profit 66 crore and revenue also achieved 394 crores. And excess borrowings 530 crores. 480 crores remain unutilized as on 31st June 2022. If possible, throw some highlights about the unutilized this amount. Also, hotel industry demand revival in leisure and also corporate travel pushing up. Occupiers ready to hire AAR, and players can command better AR at present. And also COVID leaves and travel making a strong comeback. So I think the next 3 quarters is very, very good position for our business activities. And I think I, as a minority member, get enhanced contributions from my company to members apart from previous drawbacks. And praying to God, everybody associated to EIH Limited with good health and prosperity. Thanking you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pathak.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Mr. Jaideep Bakshi on audio. Requesting you to kindly unmute your line and ask your questions.
Good noon, Chairman, MD, and Board of Directors, CFO. Myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. Thanks to our company secretary for giving me an opportunity to express my views and presenting a well-descriptive annual report. Much has been said about our company, the geopolitical turmoil every industry is facing, and the inflation which is going on. How are we planning to counter all these things and come out of all these situations? And what are the cost-saving plans without sacrificing hospitality? What are our plans regarding this? And also kindly highlight about the carbon neutralization program, and also regarding implementation of digitalization. And sir, what are our plans to overcome the environmental concerns and regarding waste management and also this water management also? So nothing to add more. Hope our company will live up to the expectation of the guests to protections and remain among the top players in the coming years. Thank you and all stay safe, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Mr. Shashi Jain. Request you to kindly unmute your video and audio and ask your question.
Hello, hello.
Yes, Mr.
Is
Jain,
my
we can
voice
hear you.
audible? Yeah. Good morning, Chairman sir. And first of all, I want to thank to AGM who helped me for join this meeting. I have one doubt. What is the future growth of the company? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain.
We have the next question from the line of Atanu Sahu.
Yes.
Request you to kindly address the
Good
management.
morning. Yes, yes. I am audible, sir. I am audible. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay, okay. Good morning. Whether it is afternoon, but it's really morning. Anyhow, my Atanu Saha from a shareholder from Kolkata, my respective chairman and board of directors and company secretary and CFO and this GC mood system operators and all personalities and all respective personalities and shareholders present in this meeting. Sir, I am agree with my previous questionnaires and their views. Sir. And my question is, what is our investor reward policy? And matter of the page on 260, that is matter of currency market risk. And another 290 page, the last page, the pandemic situation. So how manage our company on time? So, sir, I wish to read a poem. Sir. I wish to read a poem. It's written by Dr. H.P. Kanoria, which is awarded by United Nations in 2015. Sir, I'm going to read. Oh God, thou art our father, mother, friend, with the children, love thee and our parents. Thou art in our hearts and minds, and make us fearless. Thou art in temple, church, mosque, everywhere. Thou art in Veda, Bible, Quran, Guru Granth, and all scriptures. O God, the infinite reflection in all living beings. Love reflects as love. Thou art alone the truth in morality, in motherly way, thou forbear us. Life is a rejoiced journey, love and service that matter all worship to thee. Joy, sorrow, sensual, fame, we bear all equally with the blazed strength. What we sow, we must reap. No one but us to blame. We have eternal faith in faith in all. O God, grant us a mutual intimacy with thee. Bless us with love, wisdom, intellect, virtues. Lead us through paths to trouble, to perfection. The art of our master, the art of our soul's welfare, guide us in daily activities and lead us fearless. We are marching ahead to make Bharat world. Oh God, never away from us the children. We surrender our will at the altar of the will. We love thee. We love us. We love our complete surrender. We aspire for work, knowledge, and devotion. Work for the world. Love, 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 and bring peace, peace, and peace. Oh, Amin, Amin, Wankar, and Abda Majida. God, God, and God. I wish a financial good result and good in health to everybody. I wish so. Now, I am just hand over to our company secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saha.
Thank you. That was the last question. I would now like to hand it over back to the management.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your questions. Since there were a number of questions on on growth, there are quite a few projects that we are planning presently. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta had some questions on Goa. We have obtained clearances. The planning is underway of the project, and we hope to start construction within a year, if not shortly thereafter. As far as the Northeast is concerned, we'll certainly look at that. That's an area where we used to have a hotel. We had a hotel in Darjeeling, and certainly that's an area which we should endeavor to place more or come back to in the near future. As far as pilgrimage destinations are concerned, we're planning a hotel in Tirupati, but we will certainly look at other destinations as well. It's very much part of our expansion plan, and pilgrimage destinations are very popular. Certainly that's an area of growth, and we certainly will be expanding in that segment. As far as other projects are concerned, we have our palace in Rajgarh, which I mentioned. Goa, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta mentioned, that is underway. We have a mixed-use development in Bangalore on our land, 7.5 acres, over 1 million square feet of FSI there, which is going to be built as an office complex and a hotel. And also in Bandhavgarh, where we have a management contract to operate a luxury hotel, which will open hopefully within the next year. Beyond that, internationally, there are 2 hotels planned on the island of Khotan, a Trident and an Oberoi. That is presently undergoing environmental clearance. We have a hotel planned in Kathmandu. The construction has started on that. And also in Bardia, which is the national park not far from Kathmandu in Nepal. That will be another jungle resort. We've also signed to manage a hotel in the Emirate of Ajman. That is going to be next to our hotel currently operate, the Oberoi Al Zora. That is with the same owners, and that will be operated by an international, fully owned subsidiary of EIH. Beyond that, there are many new ventures and new opportunities which we are pursuing. We cannot announce them yet, but we should be announcing other projects during the year. So certainly that will be coming along. There were some other questions regarding operational matters. I asked Mr. Vikram Oberoi now to answer some of those queries regarding our hotels and our employees.
Thank you, Arjun. Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for your comments on Rai Bahadur and our Chairman Emeritus. You've been a long-time shareholder of our company, and you've had personal relationships with both Mr. M.S. Oberoi and Mr. P.R.S. Oberoi, and I thank you for wishing him good health. Mr. Pathak also expressed the same sentiments. So on behalf of Mr. Oberoi, I'd like to thank both you, Mr. Gupta, as well as Mr. Pathak. Mr. Gupta also commented very kindly on the dedication of our employees and our colleagues. We fortunately have the most amazing people, and all of us in the company thank them for their dedication and for always placing our guests above all else. Arjun has already talked about our future plans, so I won't cover that. Mr. Gupta asked about the outlook on our industry. We are positively optimistic on the future of our industry. Hospitality, travel and tourism, of course, is very sensitive to any political, socio-economic unrest around the world. But having said that, we've come out of COVID. We've hopefully come out stronger. And if judging by the Q1 performance of the company and the industry, I think we have good reason to be certainly somewhat optimistic. We see both domestic and foreign travel. Well, we see strong domestic travel, both in the corporate and leisure segments. Foreign travel is also returning slowly but surely, and we expect by the second half of our financial year this to be, I hope, close to pre-pandemic levels. Corporate business is also recovering. People are now traveling on work, and that is reflected in our Q1 results, where there was a question on occupancy. We did just under an 80% occupancy for EIH owned hotels, owned and managed hotels in Q1. We also see improvement in the MICE segment, and we hope that will continue into the future. Yeah, so that's as far as Mr. Gupta goes. Thank you, Mr. Gupta. There were a number of questions, and in fact, Mr. Agarwal and others asked on the recession or the possible concerns around recession, certainly in North America and Europe, and also the Ukraine war, the impact that's having on inflation and rising food prices. So far, we have not experienced that in Q1. This continues to be a concern. We continue to monitor it closely. What we have done is looked at all our pricing, and wherever possible, without dampening demand, we have adjusted our pricing. That's reflected in our average room rates and also in our food and beverage pricing. Those are the two, food and beverage and rooms are the two major sources of revenue. So we've already taken steps, and we will continue to monitor this and take steps wherever necessary to ensure we protect our margins. There was also Mr. Agarwal and other shareholders talked about us offering discount coupons. We will certainly consider this for next year. Mr. Saraft asked about occupancies both in the financial year 21-22 and also currently. So actually Q4 was when we saw business returning with COVID cases decreasing, restrictions being removed. And in Q4 of last financial year, or financial year 21-22, we did just under 60% occupancy. And for the year, it was just under 50%. And like I mentioned, in Q1 of this year, it was just under 80%. So we have seen a strong increase in demand at our hotels, the EIH hotels, and we hope this will continue into the future. On ladies, Mr. Saraf, I completely share, in fact, we all share your views on providing an environment which encourages ladies to join us. We follow our dharma and our values very strictly at all our hotels and all our businesses, and that provides the right environment for ladies. In fact, even though during the COVID year we were actually able to increase by 1% the number of ladies working at our hotels and in our company, which is a positive development. We would like to see this number go up even further, and we have specific policies to encourage ladies to work. Above all else, we provide people with a work environment and a culture that is very respectful of any kind of diversity, gender or otherwise. And we hope that this number will go up even further in the years to come. There was a question on rainwater harvesting eliminating plastic, and I'll just cover some of these aspects that Mr. Saraf asked. We have rainwater harvesting at all our hotels. Water is a very scarce resource. It's becoming increasingly scarce. And we also put quite a lot of effort into creating consciousness amongst our colleagues to really conserve our resources, water, electricity, and others. So bringing awareness and training our colleagues in itself can bring about great savings and reductions. So our objective is to eliminate waste of any kind wherever possible. This is a mantra that our Chairman Emeritus has taught us, and we follow that religiously. As far as eliminating plastic, by certainly this year we will eliminate all plastic bottles of water in our hotels. Already in back of house we have greatly eliminated, if not totally eliminated, plastic. Very, very little use of single or plastic of any kind. And our endeavor is to, given the impact that plastic has on our environment, eliminate plastic totally. So that's as far as plastic is concerned. Solar is, or renewable energy, is an area of focus. We, in Udaivilas, which is your company's hotel, 40% of the power approximately comes from solar. And in Vanyavilas, which is in Ranthambore, 30% of our power comes from plastic. We've also, in EIH associated hotels, implemented solar in a number of our hotels there as well. This, of course, depends on state legislation, and we hope legislation will continue to be favorable for renewable energy. I have no doubt it will be, and we will be able to deploy more solar or wind power across our hotels, keeping in mind the impact it has on the environment, and also long-term reducing the cost of energy. Mr. Bharatlal also talked about coupons. I've already addressed that. I'll move forward to Mr. Nandi's questions. Roadmap for development, Arjun has covered. Boosters, we were actually not only, I'll first talk about the first and second dose of vaccines. This was provided to all our colleagues as early as possible, and we were able to administer vaccines across all our hotels and businesses and our corporate office for both the first and the second doses. And boosters have also been implemented and taken by our colleagues across all our hotels and business units. And thank you, Mr. Nandi, for voting for the 3 resolutions. There was a question on that Mr. Abhishek asked on the business impact of what is happening around the world. I think I have already answered that because a few shareholders asked that question. As far as salary cuts, we didn't have any salary cuts during the 2 years of COVID. In the year before last, there were voluntary salary cuts that some of our colleagues took, including ourselves, and those were restored as early as possible once we saw business conditions improving. Mr. Pathak asked about disposal of non-core assets. This was the printing press that was disposed. And I'll also point out that our net debt last year was 271 crores. Our debt continues to come down, but as we initiate other projects, Goa, the Bangalore Hebel project, we will try and get the right balance of debt for the organization. As far as future outlook, Mr. Pathak, like I mentioned, we continue to be cautiously optimistic. Mr. Jain, Arjun has already answered the question that Mr. Jain asked on growth of the company. And Mr. Saha, last but not least, thank you for your poem. With that, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you very much, Vikram. With that, I believe there are no further matters to be dealt with today. I conclude today's proceedings. May I thank all board members and auditors for attending this meeting. I would also like to thank shareholders for their time to join the annual general meeting online, and certainly it seems to be a format which is welcome. We'll certainly review that next year and incorporate it if necessary, or if everybody's willing to participate online, we'll definitely take that up. E-voting is in progress and will be disabled in 15 minutes. In case you have not voted so far, please do. The results of the e-voting and voting during the annual general meeting will be announced today and will be informed to the stock exchanges. The results will also be uploaded to the company's website within 48 hours of the conclusion of this meeting. All that remains is to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for attending this annual general meeting of EIH Limited. Thank you.
Dear members, as instructed by the scrutinizers, we request all the members participating in the AGM and who have not yet cast their vote to do in the remaining period of 10 minutes. Thank you. Dear members, as advised by the scrutinizers, the time for e-voting has elapsed, and they are of the view that all members who are participating in the annual general meeting have been given adequate time and opportunity to vote at the AGM. This concludes the proceedings of the AGM. Thank you all for participating in the AGM and e-voting.